wow. Hi. That was quick. Sorry, I wasn't expecting that so soon. Hello, everybody. So that music is great. I feel like it kind of gets you over the hump of the middle of the day and getting ready to kind of take on the afternoon here. But good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Chamber Chat. My name is Bill Vitiello. I am the Director of Institutional Relationships and Marketing for the Victory Bank in Limerick. Welcome to this episode. Typically, we would have Eileen on to give a chamber update, but Eileen is doing Eileen things. I don't have any other way to, to describe that. But in all seriousness, she's probably getting ready for the progress dinner this evening. Hope to see you all there. We're looking forward to getting back together in person again and doing some networking and then also getting an update about our Boyertown community. So welcome once again to Chamber Chat. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, this is season 8. Can you believe we've been doing 8 seasons and we are already planning for a 9th season? How is it going to be different? We're looking at possibilities right now. And if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, we are always open to that. This is how Chamber Chat began. It just was a simple suggestion from me and then has kind of morphed into that, into what you see today with the support of the Chamber and with the support of the membership. So again, if you have some programming ideas or suggestions for Chamber Chat, we are all ears. Do you see where I'm going with this transition? The people who I'm going to be bringing in are probably nodding their heads. So we are going to be talking with 2 folks from the community today who are going to be talking about hearing and ears and everything surrounding what we need to know. Welcome, Tyler and Caren Yucha from Yucha Hearing Aids. How are you guys?
Hi, Bill. We're
Hi.
doing great. Good to see
That's
you.
good to see you
Cold,
as well.
snowy day out today, but we're doing fine.
I know it's crazy. It's like welcome to Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's not 4 seasons. It's more like 8 or 9 seasons by the time we're done with it. But
Mhm.
so for folks who don't know either one of you or know Yuha Hearing Aids, please introduce yourselves.
Okay, well, I'm Caren Yuha. I started Yuha Hearing Aids about 3.5 years ago. Before that, my history is I'm a speech pathologist. I was a speech therapist for 30 years, and this is my son, Tyler.
Hi. I graduated from St. Joe's University. I came to the business after Caren started it. We made a pretty good team right away. We love doing the stuff we do. It's really great helping people.
It's fulfilling. Yep.
Yeah, I know you both are extremely passionate about it. We've spoken a number of times, and I've actually had you on Chamber Chat before, which has been fantastic. I'm so glad that you've been taking advantage of this multiple times. I think it's important to leverage that, and it's also important to get the word out, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Awesome. So how do we know when it's time to get a hearing test? We kind of hear, for lack of a better transition word there, we hear all this talk about I guess aging, and with aging comes some hearing loss, but I think that can come in a couple of different ways along the way, right? Can you just kind of open up the conversation there?
Yeah, so hearing loss many times happens so slowly over time, and you're unaware of the changes because it's not drastic and sudden. But we hear that a person is complaining that everyone else is mumbling, that the whole rest of the world is mumbling. That's an indicator that maybe it's not everybody else mumbling, maybe it's inability to hear clearly. And another thing that we hear a lot is that the rest of the family is complaining that the TV is so loud. That's a pretty good indicator that you have hearing loss.
If you can hear the TV coming from outside, they might have a hearing loss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we should do.
absolutely.
Yeah, a little, here's your sign. You might have a hearing loss. And
Yeah.
if it's especially hard to hear at a party situation or in a restaurant or a dining room, a crowded room, and you having trouble discerning speech compared to the background noise, that you could have a hearing loss then. So it's time to get your hearing tested.
Yeah. So again, I would just imagine that this would be difficult for somebody to acknowledge. I'm sure that
Very.
you've had these, yeah, had these conversations before, and I'm going to ask you to unpack it a little bit. Like, how do you work with a potential client to, I guess, overcome that? I guess maybe since they think they are losing their hearing or they're having difficulty, that again, it's maybe a sign of aging, and there's this whole mental thing, I'm sure, that happens. So, how's the conversation go with somebody who may feel like that?
Well, we do hear that a lot. It's hard to accept. In fact, what we know is it takes 5 to 7 years of loss, 5 to 7 years to admit that you need help.
On
And
average.
yeah,
Mhm.
and that's a long time to be walking around not hearing. And so, how we handle it is let's just get a baseline. Let's find out where you are. And it's not always old age, it's not always old people. We have numerous younger people who have hearing loss, and life's too short to struggle with the hearing loss.
So we really start with the hearing test. We have a few different variations of that. We can shorten it up to a hearing screening, or we can do a full audiological hearing test. It really it comes down to the acceptance and the education. We love educating here at Yucha Hearing Aids. The education that comes with the test, that really could start people down the path and looking into some options how to help.
So what we do know is that people who have a mild hearing loss, mild, they may not even recognize it fully. But people who have a mild hearing loss and don't get it corrected have 3 times more likely chance of developing premature dementia with a mild loss. A moderate loss, you have a 6 times more likely chance of developing premature dementia. So, not just premature dementia, but depression, withdrawal, exhaustion because it's hard to work that hard, and cognitive decline. And so that's why it's important that even if the loss is mild, it's important to find out and to take steps early
So
rather than later.
yeah, that's great advice. And so if I'm somebody who, again, you described mild hearing loss, maybe I'm not even aware that it's happening. Do you recommend a test, what, every year, every other year? What's the recommendation there?
Well, the recommendation is every year, and then we can track if it's progressing because a progressing hearing loss could be medical, and we would do a medical referral. So many times hearing loss goes very slowly over time. Sometimes not. Sometimes it's rapid. Yeah.
We definitely recommend sort of fitting a hearing test in with your yearly checkups, just as an overall health thing. We've found that hearing loss can attribute to possible other medical
Health issues.
health
Yeah,
issues.
for sure.
Like we said, cognitive decline. It's very hard to work that hard. So to know something like that, even if you have a normal hearing, we love to see that too, because we can tell people you're fine. You go out and enjoy life. You don't have any problems to worry about.
Right.
Yeah. So this way you're just reassuring more than
Mm-hmm.
anything, which I think is great. Okay, so let's say I'll use myself an example, right? I'm the perfect example. I've acknowledged here that I've had some hearing loss, and I wind up calling you and beginning that consultation. So what does this hearing test look like or sound like? Tell me about some of the steps and what I can come to expect if I do wind up engaging with you folks.
Sure. First of all, we like to get an idea of what you might be going through first. So we'll ask you a bunch of questions about your lifestyle, about what you've been through in the past, if you've had any injuries to the ear or any type of past dealings with the ears. And then after we get a little bit of the history and what you might be going through, we go ahead and look into the audiological testing, the full audiological testing. First, we look inside your ear to make sure everything's healthy, make sure there's no wax. I know a lot of people blame hearing loss on wax first. That's not always the case, but we like to take a look in your ear first to make sure everything's healthy in there. And then we put a pair of headphones on you. It's a little bit different than the testing you might have received in middle school or something like that, where it's just a few beeps. You have to raise your hand. You'll hear some beeps, but you tell us when you hear them, and that's a quick test to know the shape of your hearing loss. So you could have better hearing in the low frequencies and worse hearing in the high frequencies. So it's not that you have all bad hearing. It could be mixed. And then we check if the ear and the brain are working together effectively. And we have a few ways to do that. You'll hear. I'm sorry.
Then go right into word.
Sure. We have you repeat words back to us to make sure you're hearing things and understanding them correctly. And then after that, we make sure that the inner ear, which is the cochlea, past the bones and the eardrum, is hearing as well as your outer ear. Yeah.
If they're not, it could be a medical problem, and then we would make a medical referral.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. At every step of the process, we are very aware to take down any possible medical issues that you might be experiencing.
I want to ask about, again, it might be gross, but hey, look, this is part of the process. But wax, wax in the ear. I think people would probably, commonly think that I can't hear because I have a ton of wax in my ear. Do you find that to be true, not true? It probably varies, I would imagine.
Well, that's a really good question. Gross, but a good question.
Right.
So wax in your ears, even if it's completely blocked with wax, it's still not going to cause enough of a block of hearing that you would need hearing aids because of wax. But the test can't be performed if we find that it's completely blocked with wax, because we won't get accurate results. So we do send you out for a medical referral if there's wax completely blocking it. But you need to know that even once we get the block of wax out, if there's still a hearing loss, it's not going to be because of the wax. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I feel like it's been spread around pretty much a lot these days, but Q-tips are not good for your ears.
Right.
It's okay to have a little bit of wax in your ears. It's actually keeping your ears healthy.
Yikes.
Q-tips can cause it to get impacted. So you don't want to put the Q-tip. Pushing the Q-tip in pushes the wax in. That's good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we can just end the show right now.
There you go. There you go.
I gotta go throw all my Q-tips away.
That's one thing that people hate to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a question. I totally forgot what it was now that I can't use Q-tips anymore.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So tell us, okay, so we now have identified that I may need to supplement my hearing in some way. Tell me what that looks like. Again, I know it could be different for everybody, but let's say I do need some sort of hearing device. Tell me what that looks like, please.
So after we do the test and get an idea of exactly what your particular hearing loss looks like, there's many options, and there's a huge range of prices, a huge range of styles. It depends on your lifestyle and your severity of your hearing loss. Most of the hearing instruments nowadays will Bluetooth connect to a cell phone, and you can control them with the cell phone. If you have an iPhone, you can stream your phone calls directly into the hearing aids, or your music can be streamed directly into your hearing aids. Hearing aid technology is far different than it was even just 5 years ago. They're very sophisticated. And the features and the options are way too much to explain, but just so you know, hearing aids are smart nowadays. They sample the environment 200 times a second, and they automatically make adjustments according to the environment you're in. So the hearing aids know the difference between speech and background noise, and they will automatically suppress background noise and enhance the speech. The microphones will switch direction, knowing on where the speech is coming from, so that the whole purpose is easier communication.
That is fascinating.
It
It's
is
almost like,
amazing.
I don't want to say like my ear pods here, but I guess it's similar in some regard because
Yeah.
what you folks and, folks that are listening or watching aren't hearing is the fact that I have a fan going on this side of me,
Mhm.
and I can hear the heat running in the space as well. And I also have folks working below us in the office that are doing construction. So,
Oh
yeah,
gosh.
these are all noise canceling. And to your point, Caren, earlier, that these devices now are smart enough to discern all that.
They're very complex, very highly technological. But keep in mind, you don't have to be highly technical to use them. You can be, but you don't have to be. So don't let that frighten you. Oh, I can't do hearing aids now because they're too technical. No, they're specifically made to be very simple because of sometimes the aging population needs hearing aids. And so they're designed to be so simple that the user can easily use them, even though they're very technical.
Also, if you're growing up knowing hearing aids that sit in people's ears and squeal all day, they don't do that anymore.
No, they don't do that.
That is virtually gone. They barely do that anymore.
And then what about, like, again, when I was a little bit younger, you see people with hearing aids, there would be these, like, big devices on the side of their ears. Yeah, you're shaking your head, Tyler. It's not like that anymore, is it?
No, they're very
No,
small.
they're
I'm looking
very
for one
small.
to pull
Yeah.
out, but
So I can see the AirPods in your ears. So they actually have hearing aids that kind of look like that, a little bit smaller than that are in the ear, but they're also the kind that are behind the ear. The only thing you can see is the wire, and it actually looks like a piece of hair. If you have hair, it looks like a piece of hair. And so
We won't go there.
yeah, they're very, very discreet. There's numerous kinds, but they're very slick. They're very narrow. They're very discreet, hard to see. But
when we say hard to see, we even look over at our patients sometimes and we're like, I can't see them.
yeah,
And we're looking for them. So
Yeah,
yeah.
well, no wonder why you couldn't find one in the office there,
Yeah.
right?
right,
All
right,
right. Okay. So now I've been through the test. You've gotten me a pair of these. I don't know I guess you call them hearing aids.
Mhm.
What type of maintenance is required, or what do I need to do once I have them?
That's an excellent question.
Yep.
So in our practice, we bring people back 2, 3, 4 months at a time to make sure everything's running correctly. There's parts that we take off, we clean them, we make sure everything is working correctly. We have special machinery that helps us clean them, a vacuum that wicks out the moisture. We have very small other vacuums that help us get into the tiny cracks. But at home, we usually give you a toothbrush, not for your teeth, but when they're dry, you can just brush them off every other day, and they keep pretty clean.
Mhm.
It's normal for hearing aids to get a little bit of wax on them because they're in your ear, but keeping them going is pretty simple.
Yep. So we maintain the hearing aids. We do follow ups, no charge. We're here for you for the life of your hearing aid, and we keep them maintained, keep them clean, change the parts. Most of them come with a 3-year warranty, so we got you covered. We got your back. Yep. We have a philosophy here. Our hearing aids will not end up in a drawer. We're very serious about that. So whatever it takes, our hearing aids don't end up in a drawer.
So are these hearing aids, are they powered by a battery, I would assume, or are
We
they
have
rechargeable, or
we have both.
yeah, both?
People,
Okay.
yep. The trend is no more batteries. People don't really want to deal. They're very tiny. They're hard to manage. So people want the rechargeables, and so most of our line comes in rechargeable, um, and they last 20 hours. So if you sleep for 4 or more hours, they last you the whole day.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, good stuff. So
Yep.
one final question that I have, you see advertisements a lot of places. You get mailers, you maybe see billboards, you see ads in magazines about hearing aids, and some may say a hearing aid is a hearing aid, right? You might be able to get a hearing aid from you, from somebody else, but I think the real connection there is the people that you're working with. So what I wanted to know is what makes Yuha hearing aids so different than everybody else out there?
That's an excellent question. Just so you know, if you buy some sort of a device online, many times it's an amplifier, so it's just going to make everything louder. Hearing aids don't do that. They're specifically designed to make what you need louder and to reduce background noise. Amplifiers don't necessarily do that. But the reason why we're different is because all of our hearing tests are free. We don't charge for the test, and we also have a try it before you buy it program, which is great because we not only put the hearing aids on you here, but if need be, you can take them with you for a short amount of time and see if they make a difference in your life. And that's where the difference is going to be. That's how you're going to know whether you're going to make an investment or not. And then after you purchase, you still have a 30-day return period for your money back. We supply batteries for the life of the hearing aid, or we supply the charger. And we do the maintenance regularly and reprogramming if you need it. Sometimes people say, "Can you boost it up a little bit more?" Sure, we
That
can. We can add a little bit more.
that happens when you come in every 3 or 4 months to get your hearing aids
Yep.
checked. Yep.
Yep. So we're there for you. We got your back. We're there for you consistently. You phone call if your hearing aids something happens, they're broken or something. We give you a loaner pair. Once we have your ears on you, we don't let you go without hearing. So we make sure that your hearing stays stable, maintained.
But one of the biggest things, something that I pride myself on, and something that we both pride ourselves on, is our level of customer service here. We really, like I said in the beginning, we ask you a lot of questions. We love to talk to you about what you're going through. Our biggest triumph, you could say, is when we get a pair of hearing aids on you, and the relief hits. You see it in people's eyes. That's my favorite part. You see it in people's eyes that, wow, I can finally hear. I don't have to work so hard anymore. That is when I know it's worth it. And we really work hard, strive every day to give that to people. Yeah.
That's awesome. So when I'm done, I would be able to hear some sort of turkey approaching my car, right?
That is so.
Yes.
In
Go
case
ahead.
you're getting attacked.
Go ahead, Karen. I'm giving you the floor
Yeah,
to tell
tell
the
us.
story.
Last week I got attacked. My car got attacked by a wild turkey in the road. The day that I came to see you at a luncheon, yes, I got attacked
Yeah,
by a wild turkey.
yeah. But not only, and when you tried to get away, what happened?
It chased me.
It
It
started
chased me
chasing you.
down the road. It was
Yeah.
very scary.
Oh, I
Now
love it.
now
What a
we're going to
great,
be known as the turkey people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Thanks, Bill.
What a great story, though. It really is. Oh, it shows. Look, we're all going through the same experiences, right? Well, maybe not getting chased by a turkey, but things happen to all of us, and
Of
I think
course.
it's great. I think it's great for you to share.
Yeah.
So, where can folks contact you if they wanted to reach out?
So you can go right to the chamber website. You go to the member center, and then you go to the member directory, and you can just type in hearing, and our name will come up. You can contact us. You call us to make an appointment or answer any of your questions. You could also find our website there.
Yep.
Yep.
Right along that screen down
Google our
there.
website. Yep.
That's Go ahead.
Yep. And then you can give us a call, and we'll get you scheduled.
That's great. And we'll also have Haley put it in the episode or show notes. This way,
Sure.
folks can just hit a link or copy paste or, do whatever electronic things do to get you to one place to another.
That'd be great.
You all know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
We love
So-
seeing people from the chamber in here. We not that, never mind. We love seeing people in here from the chamber. We treat them just as good as
Better.
better.
We have a chamber
Yes.
discount.
Yes.
We have a chamber discount for people who come.
Okay.
Tell us you're coming from the chamber or from the podcast. We have a chamber discount for you.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much for offering that. And
Yep.
I also wanted to say too, on behalf of myself, Eileen, and our board of directors, that thank you for your membership to the chamber. You guys have been members for quite a few years now, and it's members like yourself that help keep program running and keep the constituency involved with one another. It's incredibly appreciated. So thank you both.
Well, thanks for having us on the
Yes.
podcast.
It's been
fun.
great to be on here. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's my pleasure and our pleasure. So folks, thank you once again for tuning into this episode of Chamber Chat. Once again, my name is Bill Vitiello. I am the Director of Institutional Relationships and Marketing for the Victory Bank. Haley, thank you for putting that up there, because sometimes I do forget what my title is. Thank you again for tuning in. We're looking forward to next episode. And until we connect again, all my best. Bye for now.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.